Testing, 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 testing. 1, 2, 3. Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. Right, welcome back everyone. This is an impromptu build series. It might never make it to air, but I'm gonna film it anyway because it's for me, innit? This is for me. If I've got lots of client builds coming up that you've kind of seen before, and I want a bit of space in the filming diary, I'll build something for myself. Something that looks a little bit different, and that's what we're gonna do here today. Let me introduce you to the oldest project in the workshop. This is a PRS spalted beech body over an oak frame that I made about 5 years ago. It's not got the best back seam. Hopefully that's gonna sound in. I made this in my first ever workshop that I built on the back of my house after first learning to make guitars. Locally sourced timber, was gonna make it, never got round to it. It's moved every workshop with me for years. I'm gonna finally get round to making it. I'm gonna film it because when you're a YouTuber, you can't have a piss without filming it. So I'm gonna film it. I've made some changes and I'm just gonna run you through what we're gonna do. It's a bit of a weird one. It's not weird, we're kind of going back to basics, but I'll bring you along for the ride. So first things first, we're having a mahogany neck. No frills, no center business, no nothing. I've just trimmed it all down. It's oversized. I'm gonna get my vertically oriented grain. Take a breath, Paul, chill out. And then we'll glue that up and we'll make a PRS style neck. What am I gonna do differently? Well, PRS necks have to have a tenon in them because there's no access to get your chubby fingers around, but I'm still gonna make this a bolt-in neck. It's gonna have a black oak fretboard on top of quilted maple, and then you'll see that from the side. No frills, nice and easy. Everything on the neck is gonna be satin, matte satin, one of the two. Not that bit, Paul. That's simple. It's going to be bolt on. It will still have a tenon, which we'll fix our bolts into, makes life a bit easier. It will still have an angled headstock. It's all going to look lovely with ring inlays because I like ring inlays. We'll put some dots in and shit like that. I'm not going to put birds in because I'm not a fan of the bird inlays. Oh, come on! Controversy starting straight away. Fuck off, innit? So in this body, I've got lots of bits that have been sent by Geico. Geico is a channel partner. Links below if you want to go and buy your bits from there. They do some amazing gear. I don't bake in adverts, but they fucking support the channel. And lots of other YouTubers actually. Clever over there. They still haven't sent me a video of them saying special wave. But if they have, by the time this goes to air, here it is. So we've got some silver knobs from them. I've got a 5-way super switch, which I am going to use. This is quite a thick body. She's thick. I've got space to get a super switch in there, so I'm gonna put it in there. We've got 2 humbuckers from Mr. Warman, Groove Babies, Warman humbuckers. There's a link below to his website. It's not an affiliate link. You don't need a discount code when the fucking things are so well priced. If you've not tried out a Warman pickup, go and fill your boots. I've got a barrel jack. I've got some Hosco stainless steel frets that someone sent me. I can't remember who. But I'm going to use them because they're jumbos and we like a sausage. Stainless steel bolts into ferrules. I've got a hip shot style bridge, fake as you like, but perfectly fine. Geico truss rods, pots, strap locks. That's what's going to go in. I did a weird route. I bought a router bit and I did this with a weird route. So it's not really PRS-esque. I was tempted to fake this in, but I'm not. I'm going to leave it in homage to what it looked like. The biggest difference I've got going on with this is I'm going to grain fill it, I'm going to sand and seal it, and I'm going to gloss it. I'm going to do it all here in the workshop. I've got Spray Max gloss. I'm going to have a matte neck bolted into a high gloss body. It's something that I want to achieve myself. No help, all right? Just a little bit of dribble, a little bit coming out from down below. You might see that. Right, it's 9:10. What are we going to do? I'm going to put this in an organising tray in the sorting hat. I can't do anything to this. I mean, this is fairly simple, isn't it? We've already made a body blank. Piece of piss. We need to get the neck to a point where there's got a truss rod in it and we've got the rough shape. I haven't carved it or anything. And then we can get a neck pocket cut, neck sunk in. We know where that's going and then we can move on to the body. The exciting bit, the glossy bits. Oh, I love a glossy bit. Yep. and then hopefully I don't die spraying Spray Max. I have got a really good mask, but my extraction is not very good. And when I say not very good, I mean fucking non-existent. So I need to sort that out. I'll include that in a video. I've got some bits and bobs to make a spray booth. We'll just kill the neighbours instead. Anyway, speedy uppy, let's laminate. Oh. Well, I've just come across an interesting thing which I'll bung in the video. Naturally, I've made this a long time ago. Dave, concentrate, you prick. The seam on the back is just opened up a little bit. Obviously, we've got moisture going in and out. It's been stuck in a garage. It's just been sat there. The top, bless it, is fine. All right, I've just been giving it a little quick sand, just making sure she's not particularly too ugly. But the back has got a little crack in it. So what I've done is I've basically gone over with a Stanley blade. I've just got myself some nice fine dust. You could do it with sandpaper if you want. I like a Stanley blade, flattens her out, doesn't it? Now, all I'm going to do is just a little tiny bit of tight bond, not a lot, little squeeze. I'm just going to mix that up and make myself a paste. And we should have a pretty good filler. So I'm going to use the same Stanley blade and I'm going to work it in two directions and really squeeze it in that crack. No pun intended. We love a pun, don't we? And a smelly digit. There, I'll let that dry off. We'll give that a sand. There, we're not going to have an invisible seam, but yeah, we should be pretty well covered. A bit of a rescue job, but something you can do. You obviously couldn't leave a crack there, could I? Couldn't leave your crack out. I'm not getting my crack out, all right? We're not stooping that low on these videos. Do you think I fucking am? But yeah, a cheeky repair on the back. If it's on the front, that would have been a bit dire, wouldn't it? But we should be all right there. Well, I'm going to crack on with me sanding. I'm easing this edge a little bit. Because I'm going to be putting a gloss finish on this, I'm going to take away all the harsh edges. I'll do that over there with sandpaper. Just going to eke it in. I'm basically going to spend an hour just giving it a bit of love, making it look uniform, and then I'm a bit happier with how we're going to do it. Obviously, putting a gloss finish on a corner is an absolute, I was going to say pain in the ass, but it's more of a twat. I think that's a better word. A twat, if you're in America, that's one word that you guys fucked up, all right? It's a twat. Get your vernacular correct. Anyway, I tend to not show sanding because that is almost as laborious as watching me. No. Testing, 1, 2, fucking 3. That wasn't me best Northern Ireland, was it? Right, back on the bench. I was about to get some bits done, but I thought, no, the fucking slags like to see every stage, don't you? You want to see every stage. So, before I get carried away with myself, here's me fretboard blank. She looks a bit skinny, doesn't she? A bit like me from the side. That's a fucking lie. Yeah, so that's that, right? I've thinned it down. That's what we're going to see on the top. And then from the side, look, we're going to see a nice little strip of colour. Dirt. Absolute dirt. That can go to the side for a minute. Don't need that just yet. But I will say, this is the custom 22 template that I've got on hand. I think I bought this from Crimson many moons ago. That fretboard blank is just big enough. And I'm going to have to, because I can't be bothered to go and adjust all this and cut a new laser template. I'm going to cut mine a little bit further out. And I'm just going to manually chop in very gingerly, carefully. Because you've got to be careful around gingers. They're feisty fuckers. Don't make them angry. We're going to cut that out and just do our truss rod reveal. The truss rod reveal. Yeah, the gender of the truss rod will be revealed today. Here's me blank, right? I've put it through, I've thicknessed it, I've sanded it. It looks fucking impeccable, doesn't it? The reason I laminate is if you look at that cheeky grain, let's do a few things so you can see the end grain. It's opposing, right? It wasn't perfect up and down grain. It was slanty. We didn't want slanty grain. So I've got to cut this to a neck shape now. I know it's parallel, I know it's flat, I know it's straight. I've got some lovely tools. That's what they do. They do parallel and straight, don't they? So I'm going, as always, I'm going to start at the end. Just in case I fuck up my headstock angle, and then I've got a little bit of leeway to edge him down. And God knows we love a bit of edging. So I'm going to mark that as far up as I can get him on my centre line, a pre-marked centre line. And then I'm going to mark just the end of the nut. The end of the fretboard, the beginning of the nut. Don't get carried away between the two. I'm in a terribly good mood today. I've got to film 2 fluff pieces. I've just been donated a baritone guitar. By the time this goes out, you've probably already seen the video. The Gear for Music baritone. The closest we've come to fraternising with bass. Yes, Danny? Absolutely. So I'm going to mark that. I'm going to transfer that mark all the way around. Using my datum face. Datum face. Datum edge, and then we'll have to just do a cheeky one around the back here. Now I use combination squares, which are not the most accurate of beasts. They've got moving parts, but I'm a carpenter, I'm a site oik, so this is what we use. But actually, that's a pretty good one. So I'm going to mark on there with my glasses the thickness of this nut. Now this is a thick boy, damn boy she thick, a 6mm. That is a thick ass nut, but we're going to go with that. I don't think it will make any fucking difference. There's the end of me nut. We'll mark that one all the way around. Technical, innit? Right, there you go. I've got some wood and I've got some lines, and it wasn't difficult how I came across those lines. Put him safe now. Corian nuts, how modern. So on here we've got a headstock. As always, measure one of your guitars, because that will give you a lot of the dimensions. Headstock needs to be 15mm thick. There's no cover plate on this one, so it does need to be 15mm thick. That makes life very, very easy. I'm going to measure down 15mm. I'm going to measure up 15mm. I'm going to draw a line between the 15mm. Holy shit, look how easy that was. There's your headstock shape. Wowzers. Now, as it happens, that's the wrong side for my chop saw, so I need to do the other side now.
I'm kind of retarded.
Marvellous. You can even colour it in, just in case you're going to forget what bits you're going to cut away. Look how easy that is. Now, I do this bit now because it's much simpler, but one thing that you do have to make sure is that your sides are square, all right? Because I'm going to put this on the chop saw, and I don't want any wibbly wobbly, all right? It's got to be nice and upright. I bought a big chop saw so I can cut this in one. You might have to cut this on the bandsaw and plane it down. It's not the end of the world. It's not the hardest thing to do, is it? You can cut it with an handsaw if you're fucking Stone Age. It was harsh. I reserve the right to be harsh because I'm an asshole. Quickie? So, we did a little speedy uppy. You saw how I cut the choppy. I wasn't happy with me cut. I had a bit of a wobble in him, so I moved it back a little bit. And what's the result of that? Basically, I've rubbed out my lines and I've just moved them back. And you can see from the templatis, we've still got plenty of room on the ends, all right? Just the tip. Just give the tip. Don't go gun-ho right from the start, otherwise you've got nothing to fucking back it up. I'm talking about guitar building. Yes, not that. Right, so we've moved all that back. Next phase is to cut the fucking shape out, innit? Technical bit this is. So, I like to screw my template on. You know all about that. There. Now all I'm going to do is draw around this with a felt tip pen. Now, no doubt you're asking yourself, why is he drawing around that with a felt tip pen? A big fucking fat crayon. So you can see it, Trevor. All right? Past your fat eyelids. Bandsaw. That was harsh, wasn't it? We're having one of those days. Right, little workaround for you, because there's a few different ways you can order this sort of stuff. You don't have to do it the same order I'm doing it. You can do it in the order that people that know what they're doing do it. Sometimes that makes more sense. I should do it as well, really. But here's my fretboard. It's teeny tiny. It's only just big enough, all right? Story of my fucking life. And if you remember, we're going to make it a little bit bigger because when I cut out for me truss rod, when I do like a notch out here, I don't want that notch too close to my last fret, if you know what I'm saying. I want a good few mil away from that. So about there-ish. So I need to add a bit of length on. How many innuendos can you get into one simple little thing? My brain's going, I need to cut the end of this one square so I know me nut length, yeah? I don't know why I'm pointing at, there's no nuts over there. There's me nuts. Look at the colour of them, look. That's how you know they're mine. They're not, they're tiny. Even mine aren't this small, even after a run. Hashtag invert. Stop it, stop it. Right, so I need to cut that square, but that's not square, is it? It's tapered. How am I going to get that right on the chop saw? I could eyeball it. Of course I could. No one would fucking know, because I could just eyeball it and trim it later. But let's just make life a bit simpler. Here is a square bit of ply. Have I lost you? Are you with me? I've marked a parallel line there. And I've marked it up the edges. Yeah? There you go, there you go. Nothing up my sleeves. So now I can just line that, I can lay that upside down and I can line up those centre marks. And now, if I just hold that nice and tight on the chop saw fence, I can cut that off nice and square. Mind blown. Sorry I didn't put a warning before the exploding head. So I'm going to put them on there, look. I'm going to line them up with my laser. I'm going to check my marks. Everything's lovely. And I've got a lovely square end. One take, Dave's on his new pole. Dave 2 is a winner. So now I've got that, that's nice and easy, innit? I'm doing everything from underneath because I can see it. I can't see it on the black bit. It's a bit hard. So now I've got that, I know where that goes. I can figure that bit out. That's nice and easy. At this point, you could make a 24 fret. You could make a 27 fret if you want, if you've got those length fingers. So I've lined up the end. Perfect, right? I want a cutout to start about there, and I need it to be the thickness of that. So I only want to be a smidgen longer. That's all I need. And then we've got the overhang, and we're all fucking laughing. So I'm going to use the same technique over there, and I'm not going to film it. Handsome. Right, I need to do a little chop out now for me truss rod. So let's do a bit of maths, and let's figure it out. Let's at least make it look complicated so I can have all the accolades of being a bit of a legend, even though it's all bullshit. Smoke and mirrors. I've just described the internet. Now I know that my fretboard is going there on that mark. I've got centre lines, we've got lengths, we've got girths. We are singing and dancing. So I can mark the end of my fretboard. Oh. I've got a line. We've produced a line. 19 mollusks, all right? And that's an amount of freedom units. Right, I'm going to do a 22mm cutout. And this is 5.6. So we'll go 6mm, shall we? Let's not split pubes. Now, it's nice to do this on the router with a template and everything. I'm going to bandsaw it and file it and just make it look lovely. I think that's the easiest way. Don't worry, I'm taking you over. Corset cam. Oh, you can't see past the GIMP mask. My bandsaw's starting to sound like fucking Darth Vader. It was amazing, Derek. He just used a file and it came out perfect. There, we've notched a fretboard. Whoo! Lovely. Right, now I've got that and I've lined up my centre lines. God, it's only just big enough, this bit of wood, you know. I can mark that line. That's my crucial line. That's the line where I know I've got to start my tenon on my neck, which has got to be 20mm deep. That's technical. And then I've got the mark for the end of my truss rod. Oh, we're going to put it in the truss rod jig. I'm not going to run through that. Go and watch the NF53 build, which I think come before this one. Don't know, I filmed that one a while ago. Shh, don't tell anyone. That was a reserve build that I built for me and I fucking love it. It's down in Fritzl's and I beat the shit out of it every day. The guitar, that is. So, let's do a montage. Should we do a montage of truss rod edge and we'll come back when this is ready to glue on a fretboard. Can't say fairer than that, can I? I'm treating you today. You are being treated to the mind of a mung bean. Oh, I am dead into all the AI soul music. I'm sorry, but I fucking love it. Oh my God. It's like they've combined my favourites. Absolutely love it. But I do get helmet hair quite a bit. I haven't been rubbing my head on helmets, if that's what you're wondering. Right, there's me channel. The chutney is now cut. I've tidied up the end, I've squared it with a chisel, and I've just rebaited, allowed for my Bobati, the bulbous bit of the truss rod there. Give him a little rub. All right, he's a little bit deeper at the end. I'll show you. Allow me to demonstrate. If you hold a ruler on there, there's a bit of daylight from the bottom of the truss rod. This bit just comes down a little bit lower. So you just have to ease your hole in. Yeah, it's like Bonnie Blue for the first couple. She just needs a little bit of a shoehorn. Don't know where that came from. I don't know where any of it comes from. Let's fucking be honest. I'm going to put a bit of tape on it now. We're going to glue on our fretboard and I'm going to fuck it off for the rest of the day. Once we've done that, we can come back. We can do some other bits. We can underarm reach around, basically build the rest of the guitar. And there's a shitload left to do, but we're almost onto the body. I want to get that routed out early this time. Right, leave your tape in, all right? Fuck the haters, leave it in. That is not going to matter a wank. Gas Mark 4, you know the drill. Okay then, you slags, I'm wrapping the video up. I don't know how much I put in. If you ever see me do a little snipping like this, running from the side and I go, that's it, I'm fucking cutting you off. It's because I was editing last night and I was thinking, this is a long video. It's almost as long as EastEnders. And I know how mind-numbing that shit is. I'll see you next week. Special wave, I'll see you soon. Just in case you're interested, look, this is where I did a bit off camera because I get carried away. Yeah, I'm like that. I'm a typical man. Look how amazing that looks. I'm loving that in you. I've put a radius on. I've given it a quick sand. We've got our blonde strip down the edge. Oh, it's like Kim Basinger's muff. See you next week. I've said too much. Bye.
About a month ago, I went to a wedding. Craziest wedding I've ever seen. After the ceremony, every single person there took Molly. The bride took Molly. The groom took Molly. The parents, the grandparents, every single person there was on Molly. Craziest shit I've ever seen. I blacked out around midnight. Woke up the next morning in a fucking hammock somewhere. Went and found the bride and groom and I was like, hey guys, did I do anything embarrassing last night? And they said, yeah, Anthony. You spiked the punch with Molly.